Who's here?
Sam is here.
Yeah. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, Maitre D staying flabbergasted. Her ass about the size of an infant's casket.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Rewind Wrestling Network proudly presents its Tag Team Champions of the World! Yes, it's me, not the D-O-double-G, but the greatest prediction champ in history. Your friendly neighborhood psycho, the one and only D-O-M. Oh, I miss that music. Let's fucking go. And of course, my tag team partner, he is badass, but more importantly, he is high class. Yes, the founder of Top Rope Wrestling, the salt of the earth of podcasting, the one and only Bruce.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See? And joining us tonight, our very special guest host. He is a co-host of the Rewind Wrestling Podcast. He is not on suspension, thankfully enough. And to be honest, I don't think we've ever suspended anybody here, so you're cool, dude. Fellow Philadelphian, so Brucey is outnumbered, and Goldberg enthusiast, the one and only Kevin Key.
It's a good intro. I feel like it's where security guys knocking on my door.
Let's hold up some sparklers.
Where's your sparklers? Gilbert style.
Well, the Eagles have 2 touchdowns already in this preseason game, which is live at the same time. Couple sparklers going on in Lincoln Financial Field right now.
Bonus. Fly Eagles fly, baby. Brucey, take it away.
So before we really dive in to the show, I was listening to not the episode that you guys dropped yesterday, but the one before that.
He was not on.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin was not.
I was probably suspended.
You were probably suspended. Which, I mean, it doesn't surprise
Allegedly.
me. So
Ted's got an ego.
I don't want Ted to sue, so allegedly he was suspended.
So Ted and the guys brought up the fact that I could not stand the Liv Morgan title match at SummerSlam and just can't stand Liv Morgan as a champion.
It was a wee thing because I was with you. But
it was a wee. Dom doesn't care for it either. Here's the thing. I called her the Jinder Mahal of the women's division because no one asked for her title run and no one cares about her title run.
That's a lie. I love it. Hated the match. Love Liv. We can go there.
We're going there. I don't. She doesn't have the draw ability. She doesn't have the ability to be in the ring with a Bianca Belair, a Becky Lynch, a Charlotte Flair. Hell, tonight she's taking on Shayna Baszler. If Baszler doesn't beat her, I am done with the women's division on SmackDown.
I thought that was that Clash at the Castle or Cash In at the Castle.
No, it's tonight.
Tonight.
They have a match tonight on SmackDown. I swear to God, if Liv Morgan wins this match, I have no faith in the women's division on SmackDown. None at all.
Liv's gonna win, so your faith is going to be lost.
Here's the thing. Vince McMahon wanted another Trish Stratus. Look at Liv Morgan's entrance, and then you put Trish Stratus's entrance right next to it. It's the same exact fucking entrance. He wanted another Trish Stratus, and she's not it. And as far as that match at SummerSlam, where the guys were saying that Liv carried the match for Ronda, bro, Liv can't carry a match for the life of her. That's why the match sucked. Sorry, not sorry. Come on,
No,
Kevin. I know
Ronda,
you want to let go.
that was one of those things in the prediction show, the live show, where we announced the Rewind collaboration going on. I mentioned that
yes,
I thought Liv was going to win that match no matter what. We don't see Ronda doesn't lose clean. So to have Liv win the way she did, WWE actually made a mistake in having her tap. Yes, you push Kevin, Amy. You push Kevin. Having Liv tap on the right before that count of 3 makes Liv look bad. You don't have a face tap out in that situation. So I know it. I know it goes into it, and they're trying to extend the storyline and push Ronda later on because Ronda doesn't lose clean. But you can't have Liv tap in that situation. There has to be another way in which Liv retains.
But here's the thing with Liv Morgan is you can't have your champion win by roll up every time and then act surprised. Your champion's supposed to carry that title and win matches fucking clean with a finisher.
I've been watching roll ups for title wins for the past 2 years. I mean, Mick Foley has the 24/7 title. I get to see roll ups all the time, Bruce.
Get the fuck
roll-ups every week I get to watch.
That thing doesn't count.
It's the 527 time 24/7 champion.
Get the fuck out of here, Kevin.
You can say the roll-ups thing. Even we've got somebody in here. I'm sorry. We got Circle say, can you really compare it to Trish? I don't know about all that.
The entrance.
Let me try. Let me try to just introduce some facts into all of this. Okay. Number one, I know maybe Ronda losing that match at SummerSlam might have made her look weak if it was clean. Might have. But at the same time, she's Ronda freaking Rousey. It's not going to hurt her that much. Number two, Liv tapping while pinning Ronda made her look as weak as Bruce or myself or any one of her doubters has ever said. Number three, when it comes to this episode, did you not the take from the Rewind crew? Did you not watch Friday? Did you not see these people booing her and chanting "You tapped out"? And then on top of it, to make it even worse, Cousin Mike has the gall to say that faces don't work as champions. Really? One's working on Raw right now. I got 2 words for you: Bianca Belair. Who's a hotter champion in wrestling than Bianca Belair? As far as women, maybe anyone. And she's a face. You know who else to face? Becky Lynch, who called all of this after she beat Liv. She stood there in a ring and she said point blank, I'll bet you anything if Liv was holding this title, you'd be booing her right now. And if you weren't, you'd be booing her in a couple of weeks. And here we are. Liv is a very solid competitor. She has worked extremely hard, and I don't hate her. I don't like her as a champion. I think she's a solid part of that women's division. She is, and no offense to it, because Dolph Ziggler is too, she is enhancement talent. That is as far as she should go. Friday proved it. The pay-per-view proved it. And don't try to tell me that a face can't be a champion when Bianca Belair has been running that division for months. And how many times has she beaten Liv like a redheaded stepchild? And people cheer her for that. Maybe that's where Liv need to be. Notice how it got real quiet, folks.
Oh, no, I was listening.
Definitely listening here, seeing all these you right Doms. You right Doms.
The champ is here.
like Bully Ray pushes. Bully Ray pushes on Busted Open. What makes the champion? The title make the champion, or the person make the champion? Liv Morgan has to make the title. Liv Morgan has to make the title, and right now, just based off of what happened at SummerSlam, we don't know who made that call, but the fans responded last Friday night, and now the person, Liv Morgan, has to go out there and prove that she's the champion. She's been the champion for not too long. She just beat Ronda Rousey 2 weeks ago. We really have to see how much longer this will go. If she's not going to make that title mean something, they're going to go in another direction. And in reality, the direction should be combining the titles at this point. There's no reason why there should be 2 women's champions anymore.
And I don't know if it's fact, but it feels like it. Shayna Baszler is so much more deserving of a world title than Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan won one before her.
But here's the thing. Shayna Baszler is a convincing champion. She proved it on NXT when she was there.
I'm aware.
She's a convincing champion.
Unfortunately,
not going to win by a schoolgirl
NXT did not matter until Vince left.
Oh, I guess we're going to talk about.
And I think at one point we definitely get to that.
We're going to talk about NXT a little bit.
I thought
later.
Oh, okay. I thought that was next topic. I was trying to drop it in there and segue
right now. No.
Thank you.
Our next topic.
Whoever that Facebook user is, I like you. It's probably my wife. No, she ain't watching. She's giving the kid a bath. Little Psycho's getting clean.
So moving on, I'm calling this segment is called "Let the Hate Flow." I'm gonna kind of, I may use this down the road. But this is based around the newfound hatred that the Vince McMahon fanboys have for Triple H, and it's not like I don't see like one person saying it, 2 people. Like I've seen
it's like the IWC
ton of shit that is so pissed off at Triple H right now for the changes that he's made. I've got a Facebook post. I'm not gonna tell you who it's from, but I have
Go
it.
ahead.
And this is just one.
Damn it,
this
Ted.
is just one. It says
it's probably Ted.
It probably is Ted. I can't even read the name anyways, so it doesn't matter. Laugh my ass off. Dexter got no reaction from the crowd. Told you Triple L's gonna kill WWE with his vanilla indie darlings. Now, before I pass this off to you guys and just let everything you want to let go out at this comment and everything that's been going on. Triple H has been in charge for a cup of tea. Not even a cup of tea. So to say this, but here's the thing.
First week.
Here's the real thing behind this. The same people that are saying this shit are the same people that loved Triple H in black and gold and said he should be running the main roster. So here he is. He's running the main roster, and he's bringing back the people that you loved in black and gold so damn much. He's bringing back the ones he can get back, and you're fucking hating on him for what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here.
Of course, man. Don't you know the old saying, haters gonna hate? And in wrestling, it's so true because no matter what you do, there will always be a chunk of these fucking fans that will be described by one word and one word only, and it ain't soft.
Fickle. They're fickle.
Fickle as fuck. These are the same people. You get Vince in, people are complaining for Triple H. Then Vince leaves, and now the Triple H guys are happy. But there's always going to be that group. It's either you suckle from the teat of Vince McMahon or Tony Khan, and you don't like Triple H because he's not Vince McMahon or Tony Khan. And it's that black and white. It's that simple. Nobody is like most of us where there's a gray area, and you can just enjoy this shit. Okay? I watch WWE. I watch AEW. I love what Triple H is doing. There are people out there screaming for hard resets and for this and that to happen. And how come? Yeah, even somebody was complaining. Why did they bring Kevin Owens back? And why did they make him like he used to be in NXT? I'm like, because he never even was that on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H is finally taking development from years and years ago, whether it be with Kevin Owens or Dexter Lumis, and using it on TV because, again, how many times when one of us asked, like, how come they changed this character when he got up? I don't care if it's Keith Lee, Kevin Owens, you name it. It was, a lot of NXT, a lot of main roster watchers don't watch NXT, so they don't know that this guy was huge. Well, if you don't know, we can reuse it. And we can make you fall in love with it. We can make people that used to love it happy with it again. You get the best of both worlds, which is why, at least 2 weeks ago, the numbers went through the roof.
One of the things I noticed with the IWC, and one things I noticed, especially this Monday, when you attack the Dexter Lumis Dexter Lumis coming in, it wasn't made for the fans in the building. The fans in the building needed to think that someone was going in and over the keeper to get into the ring. They thought there were legit police officers holding someone back. That's what the fans in the audience need to see.
Yeah, the
Just
fans
like the
didn't
fans at
pop.
home. And as the TV's going off, you see Dexter Loomis's face, and then you're like, "Oh my god, what's next?" That's
barely.
the
You
pop.
saw it for like a tenth of a second. They pushed it down. Like nobody popped because nobody knew it was Dexter. That's the only complaint I had about that whole show was like, put a camera in this man's face.
I loved it because with Triple H running the show, you have to see what's going on in the background as well. Maybe it was Dexter Loomis who ran the car in the background. Because
that's exactly my thought.
In the background.
I was thinking that too.
You have other things that are happening. You need to pay attention not only what's going on in front of you, but what's going on in the background of the show. And that is what Triple H is bringing out.
But that was almost like a Where's Waldo in WWE on Raw. Like pick out Dexter Loomis this tiny in the crowd with two guys over him. It's like
I thought it was perfect because the cameraman didn't even go for it either. So when you're seeing home now, you're getting what is the mystery of Dexter Loomis. You're going into that mysterious character that he was a mystery in NXT as well. You have that mysterious character in WWE now. Who is this guy? What is he doing? And to partner him up or get in a feud with AJ Styles next, that's huge because AJ Styles is someone who gets you over.
For that, I will say touche because
not only
go Bruce. Sorry.
Not only, but the thing with pairing him up with AJ Styles is a lot of people don't understand is they already have chemistry in the ring all the way back to Impact when they were in Impact together because they had matches. They had a few stories in Impact. So they have that chemistry already. What a better person to pair Dexter up with in his main roster debut feud. Someone he's already got chemistry with. And I can't say that was all Triple H. That could have been AJ. AJ could have been like, hey, put me with him. Let's go. Let me and Dexter make some magic again.
Not only that,
but it's perfect.
The way we're getting these guys back, I mean, we got Cross. Now we're getting Dexter Loomis in his original gimmick. What if somehow we end up, like, Dexter's just the tip of the iceberg? What if this leads to, like, Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, like the entire way coming back together on Raw?
Well, it's funny because that is what people are starting to take notice of as well. Is you now have these rumors that they are coming back, but the other push is maybe you go back, and the IWC is trolling in this case. Maybe it's a Bray Wyatt thing. Maybe Bray Wyatt is leading him in. Notice Wyatt's Twitter account is Wyatt6. Maybe he comes
his new trademark.
Maybe he brings a new stable of 6. And Dexter Loomis could be the start of that. So you never know what's going to happen. And with Triple H running the show, Triple H has these unique relationships with these guys, especially these NXT guys, like a Dexter Loomis, like a Bray Wyatt, like a Seth Rollins, that what Triple H is going to say, hey, I'm going to bring you to that next level. Triple H is pushing everyone at this point. You can even see it on Main Event with T-Bar, who T-Bar and Mustafa Ali are putting on a show on Main Event at this point before Monday Night Raw. Not to quote T-Bar, but he's calling them bangers. Because at one point, I think T-Bar sees himself becoming Dijakovic again. Because
already been word.
These are things that could potentially happen with Triple H running things. And for the IWC to complain about this, I hate to repeat myself because I was just on last night. That's going to be showing again with Rewind. But Vince McMahon did this. He took from the territories. He poached from the territories to make WWF a thing.
Absolutely.
Why are we complaining about it now?
100%.
Because now it's different. It isn't. It's exactly the same. But again, I'm with Ref Amy here. You know, these people will troll and let them scream into the void. And by the way, thank you for showing up, Amy. We had a ball.
It's because I'm here. Amy's only here because I'm here. She's obsessed with me.
Kevin, speaking of poaching, Triple H is being accused of poaching talent. And when I say poaching talent, I'm talking about Killer Cross or now Karrion Kross again. So Freddie Prinze Jr., as we all know, has been talking about starting a promotion. He wants to start his own company, and this is a direct quote from Freddie Prinze Jr., my champion, talking about Killer Cross, and I spoke with him a lot. Was going to be Killer Cross. He was my guy. I was building the whole thing around him. We had kind of worked on the story. We had talked about philosophy and talked about his character and so on and so on. And then he went and showed up on SmackDown. So did Triple H, and I'll start with you, Dom, did Triple H poach Killer Cross from Freddie Prinze Jr.?
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't even know Freddie Prinze Jr. was still going through with a wrestling promotion because I've been watching like WWE Rivals on Peacock, and he hosts that. So I thought maybe he was getting back in with them, and he let it go. What do you say?
TJ.
You got TJ's
Boo-hoo, Freddie from Scooby-Doo is
Freddie
mad.
from Scooby-Doo is mad. But because I was about to say, like, who's Triple H poaching Killer Cross from? Control your narrative? I don't understand. Like, then I realized, Karrion Kross shows up and Freddie Prinze is in the back.
The fuck?
So okay, like, yeah, maybe, but at the same time, like, he was a Triple H guy. Had things go on the way they were supposed to go, and he didn't show up as crushing cosplay on Raw, he'd probably still be there, and Freddie would have no leg to stand on just because Vince fucked it up. Now all of a sudden he's got a gripe. Like, of course he wants to go back to Triple H. Triple H made him this tremendously awesome gimmick persona star, and he has never been bigger than he was under the guidance of the game. So, sorry, Freddie, but, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, Amy, it is a no-brainer. I definitely work for Freddie.
Well,
yes.
I'm going to jump on this real quick, too.
Absolutely.
I listen to a lot of different wrestling talk. I listen to Busted Open, I listen to other different podcasts that I'm not going to plug on this podcast because I'm not going to plug any other podcast. One of the things that Bully said the other day was back when Cross was originally released, they have a collector's show in Philadelphia. They have a couple of them every year. Actually, there's like 3 or 4. There's one in March. There was one this past weekend. And I think there's one again in like December. Bully, when Cross was originally released, stated to Cross and listen, be patient. Just be patient. Something will come around. Be patient. And Cross once again ran into Bully this past weekend in Philly and said, "Dude, it was a phone call," and that's all it takes. I mean, I'm not going to go into a company with Freddie Prinze Jr. with the unknown of Freddie Prinze Jr. when I have the known of what Triple H is going to do for me. Triple H automatically put Cross in the title picture with just one little appearance. Bring him back, bring Scarlett back, which is the biggest key to that, and get him out of that dominatrix looking costume that pushes Cross overboard. Like, even though the Eagles preseason is on right now, I'm excited to watch SmackDown to see what Scarlett and Karrion Kross does next, because Triple H has done this. There was another guy who attacked because Dexter Lumis signed with WWE. He's like, "Listen, I just wrestled this guy last week. What happened?" Just takes a phone call. Hey, this is what we're going to do. This is your character. We are going to continue to build what we started in NXT. Are you on board? That's all it takes. All it takes for Triple H.
Do we think we're going to get Elias back? Because that was a Triple H character.
For sure.
He created Elias in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, that whole small segment on Raw was like a double-edged sword, because you got the real Kevin Owens back, and then eventually this is how you write Ezekiel off, and you have Elias coming to look for revenge for his
Royal Rumble.
brother.
It will come back at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
He's back
I like it.
It's going to take him a minute to get that Brucey beard back,
And it's perfect time.
Some of us don't grow the way high class.
It's a perfect time to bring him back and continue a feud and you can bring that feud into WrestleMania. It's perfect.
Yeah, even TJ said it. He's out long enough to grow a beard.
Yeah.
And it's because I didn't see the Ezekiel character because I'm still at the point of watching clips. I said it when Triple H took over. I'm going to give him about a month to get his full bearings and get everything really rolling before I start kicking in weekly on WWE. I still watch my clips. I still watch my stuff. You know, I make sure I know what's going on for the show.
I was just happy you watched SummerSlam with us. I was like,
I
wow.
can't believe you don't want to speak with Zeke. I can't believe you're not a Zeke addict at this point.
I'd rather not prod with Elrod, but maybe that's just me.
I was, and
it was getting out of hand.
Dom can attest to it. I was a walk with Elias guy.
We both were.
I loved that whole gimmick. I loved
from the beginning of the gimmick. We would walk around, and get on this show every week and scream, "WWE stands for,"
because it was over. It got over, just like Bad News Barrett, just like Rusev Day. It got over, and that's what Vince lost. Yeah. Vince lost that.
Yeah, he didn't.
Does Theory get his NXT? I was just talking about that, TJ. It looks like a strong possibility.
Yes. I think Gargano will be coming back, and I think Candice LeRae will also be coming back. So here we go. We're gonna move into our newest game that we played a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna jump into a game of Would You Rather.
Do we all know what time it is, boys and girls?
What time is it? Game time.
All right, now go.
All right. So, Kevin, how you play this game is I'll give you two scenarios, and you've got to pick one or the other. There's no I'll pick option C and opt out. You got to pick one, or you got to pick the other. And that's it. Plain and simple, cut and dry. You got to pick one. So here we go. We'll kick it off this first one. We'll start off a little slow.
The answer is always Goldberg, Bruce, by the way. Always Goldberg.
Wow, okay. Shocker.
TJ said he's playing too. Fuck it.
Would you
rather?
TJ, I love you.
Would you rather every time you walk through a door, Ric Flair woos, or would you rather every time you walk through a door have Matt Cardona go woo woo woo? Take your pick. Every time you walk through a door or walk into a building or change a room, you get a woo from Flair or you get the woo, woo, woo from Matt Cardona. You could walk into Walmart and it's going to be like, woo! You can walk out of your bathroom, woo! For the rest of your life.
We might have just found Kev a best friend.
TJ's my best friend now.
See?
Sure.
Sorry.
Even though, once again, another thing that got over was the woo, 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 you know it. You'd have to go with the Ric Flair woo walking through every door.
Absolutely.
Every single time. And you have
this is not a question.
You have to have that
this is not a close.
That big clump of gold.
Are you kidding? You know how many times I've dreamed of walking in the door and hearing there are sometimes I walk in the door with the soundboard up and just
listen.
Circle debate. You can't be out already, guys. Come on. This is not fair. I can't believe you haven't had me on the show to debate Goldberg yet, by the way.
DJ's all in on this game. He said, I fucking hate Flair, but one woo is enough.
Wow. Okay, TJ, so we're learning a lot. You love Goldberg. You hate Flair. Okay. He has an obsession with Fuego de
Sol as well. Looks better on Goldberg. That is what TJ is saying. The title looks better on Goldberg.
I personally think it looks better on me. I've rocked it a few times on this show.
All right, here we go. Would you rather every hour out of the day have to take a bump? Just a normal, every hour on the hour when it hits, doesn't matter if you're at Walmart, grocery shopping, at work, you just have to take a flat back bump. Or every hour you have to take a super kick. Kevin, what do you got? What do you guys got?
Because you're going every hour on the hour. You're also sleeping.
Every hour on the hour. You sleep for 59 minutes. You get up and take a bump.
I'm
You go back to bed.
I'm sleeping and taking that bump because I can just bump right back into my bed. It's perfect.
Wait, I think
Dump.
TJ and I are confused. Did you say dump?
No, I definitely said bump.
I think I'd rather take a dump every hour on the hour. But,
I don't think that's healthy, Dom. I don't think that's healthy.
I don't think
no, I
so.
don't think it is. But neither is taking a bump or a super kick, though. Like, none of these options are healthy. So I don't know. I'll go with bump.
Hit Rose
Brian
back.
says he'd take a super kick.
Oh man, so it's funny because last time I mentioned that I mentioned that on the podcast. I said Hit Row is coming back apparently, and
Yeah, but they're best
people are
wrestlers
shocked.
in AEW.
Is B-Fab back? That's my question. Do I have eye candy?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, I think so.
Otherwise, I'm happy because
So you guys are making me turn off the Eagles to see if B-Fab is back, guys. B-Fab is back. I'm good.
Somebody in the
There we
chat,
go.
is B-Fab back with the click? Yes. Thank you,
B-Fab is
TJ.
Yes. Yes. All right.
There you go. No need to change the channel, bro. But bro, I got you.
Here's your next
people
one,
are
guys.
So hype over this too. I had to turn back the Eagles though.
Hit, bro.
So,
how they doing this without Swerve? We'll see how it goes.
Would you rather own a major wrestling promotion and earn no money, or own the worst indie promotion ever with the worst wrestlers in the world and make money? Remember, if you got shitty wrestlers, ain't no one going to your shows.
But then how you making money?
Well, you're still making money.
Not if nobody's going to the show.
Oh, that's why it's a tough
See,
choice.
this is a trick question, high class.
You gotta make the tough choice. You gotta make that tough choice.
Sorry,
I don't know,
B-Fab's on my screen. What am I saying?
You're good. You want me to repeat it, Kevin? You want me to repeat it for you?
I think I'm going
question,
to. It's a trick question. I will own the bigger company.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for almost 3 years and barely made a dime. So give me the great promotion and I'll just not take a check.
Okay.
TJ's in on it too. He said Impact is already the best with no money, so I'll go with that.
ECW ran without money for years.
Right? And that shit was amazing.
And they were on TV making $150 a match.
You know how many times I got blood on me at a bingo hall? That shit was intense.
ECW arena is a little bit bigger than a bingo hall. A little bit.
Well, it is now. They renovated it. Back then, it was not.
It's beautiful now.
It's beautiful now. Back then, not so beautiful.
All right.
Hit Row just went over. Spoiler alert. It was against a couple jobbers, though.
Oh,
okay.
Doesn't surprise me. So, would you rather sit in the farthest seats from the ring at WrestleMania? That means if you're in an outdoor stadium, you're all the way up at the tippy top, as far away from the ring as you can
be. Are we
be.
talking like WrestleMania 40 at the Link? Because this might make a difference.
No, I'm just talking WrestleMania.
Look who you're talking to.
I don't see it. Or would you want to sit front row hard camera side at BFG? Bound for Glory.
I know. Ooh. See, if it's 40, I'll take them nosebleed seats, man.
No, this is like the ring looks like a fucking ant farthest
I
seat away.
understand, but if it's Philly, I might do it. LA, no, but Philly, I might do it.
Yeah, I mean,
otherwise I'm taking Bound for Glory.
Where Mania is, for sure. But I've never been to a WrestleMania. I was supposed to go in 2020, but COVID hit. I'm going WrestleMania.
Okay. I haven't either. The biggest thing I ever went to was SummerSlam, and even that was like 1990.
All right, guys. Last and final one for you. This one's a good one. I mean, maybe there'll be debate. Maybe there won't be. Would you rather watch Eva Marie matches every day for the rest of your life, or would you rather watch Summer Rae matches? Watch Summer Rae matches. Fuck you, Kevin. Watch Summer Rae matches every day for the rest of your life. I already do that. Get the fuck out of here.
Eva Marie, because she's hotter.
I'm gonna go with Summer Rae actually, because at least you get a little bit of entertainment with Fandango. Come on, bring out
No,
Fandango.
this is not guaranteed, though.
This is solo run Summer Rae. This isn't
Okay.
Fandango.
So that's
Summer
what I was
Rae.
going on. If you would have said Dango, I would have been Summer Rae all day. But
Oh man, and I'm just trying to go back to Royal Rumble last year too, and Summer Rae did not look good. Oh,
right?
man. Do I go with Eva Marie, who I know looks good right now, or Summer Rae, who I know it's debatable?
I'm
It's
going.
like
I'm
10
going.
years
Eva.
ago, Summer Rae, I'm in, but it's Eva Marie if it's today. How's that?
No, you got to pick one or the other. There's no. I said it before we started the game, Kevin. There's no in between. There's no gray area. It's one or the other.
And
Well,
by
I
the
mean,
way,
even-
Brian,
Eva Marie
sorry.
doesn't wrestle. She finds ways to get out of it. So I can watch Eva Marie because, wardrobe malfunctions, all that other stuff.
all her
that goes
amazing
into that.
matches she had back before her last run.
Yeah,
She had
the
some
wardrobe
amazing
malfunction and all
gold.
that fun stuff. It was great. It was perfect.
oh
Eva Marie.
god, if Grandma was here, she'd be tearing you a new asshole. She loves Eva Marie. I don't know why. I really don't. And by the way, Brian, I
Grandma
have been
wouldn't
bowled
miss you.
over. I have been bowled over in the front row by a wrestler when they got thrown over the guardrail. It's not that bad.
Yeah, he went to
Okay.
ECW.
I mean, there is that too.
TJ, man. TJ is just being my best friend.
TJ's a longtime friend. He's a great dude.
Yeah, that's a good dude.
He actually has his podcast, Just Plain Filthy Wrestling. Just Plain Filthy. He talks about wrestling and music, but he also runs the indie movement as well. So props to him and everything he does. Check him out on Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok.
The live chat is making me want to watch SmackDown. Stop spoiling it. No, I'm kidding. Thank you,
So-
David. I appreciate it, man.
Well, we're at halftime of the Eagles game, so I'm going to switch it over.
So
You're a lot bigger than I am, Dom. I'm only 5'3". Really? My wife is taller than you, homie.
So moving on down, let's
God,
since-
Triple H is doing such a good job with the mid card, because now on Monday they just advertised AJ Styles versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. Once again, pushing
Right.
that mid card, the only title on Raw right now, because Roman doesn't watch Raw.
Yeah.
So
Roman doesn't watch anything.
They need to they
He's
need
on
to do
his
the same
couch.
thing. They need to do the same thing with the Intercontinental title that they do with the US title, because
They
even
need to
before
change that
Triple
fucking
H
title.
Well, they already did, and it's disgusting. So they could just go back.
That-
But
they-
even
yeah, they
before
need to
Triple
change it
H,
back.
the Intercontinental title has been getting no love, just shit on, and it's one of the biggest titles in WWE history. Like it wasn't
So-
imported from another promotion.
bad when the Miz made it really great. Miz, star
The
of
Miz,
Woodstock.
the
99.
Miz was awesome as an Intercontinental Champion back in the day. Like, they say when you hit like your late 30s, early 40s on WWE, and when you're in the professionals, that's when you hit your stride. Bro, that dude's stride was about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now he's talking about his balls, and I just don't want to hear it.
So
They are apparently massive. He is married to Maurice, though. So
he doesn't have them. Have you seen the show?
yeah,
They're
my
in
wife
her-
and I watched
They're
it.
in her purse.
They're
Yeah, where
in
they
her purse.
belong.
So yeah. So moving on down the rundown here. Let's I want to talk about the trios tournament. In AEW. For
I
these
have been
new
waiting
trios
for this all
titles.
day, Bruce, because I
Have you?
I have the perfect partner
Oh,
for
no.
Nick and Matt Jackson.
I know what he's going for here.
And TJ would appreciate this.
Ah.
The perfect
So
partner.
All right, Kevin. Before you dive into all of that crazy hot mess, let's go
You're
over
changing
the
topic now 'cause
brackets.
Goldberg's the perfect partner. Got it.
No, I'm actually gonna go over the brackets and who's facing who and all of this stuff. Jeez.
See, this would get him suspended
What
on the
did
other
I-
show. I'm just laughing.
Can we suspend him from our show?
I mean, you're
We
welcome.
could, but why would we
Anytime.
wanna? I'm
I
loving
know.
this.
I'm having too much
People are
fun.
laughing about this, man.
All right. Let me pull this damn trios bracket up one more time. So in the first round, we've got Death
Love you
Triangle.
too, Circle. Sorry, go
We've
ahead.
got no, you're good. We got Death Triangle, and this trios match is the one that I really don't think I know who's gonna win. Because it's Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. I don't know. I really want to see Ospreay and Aussie Open win that match.
Wait, wasn't Death Triangle supposed to be taking?
Pac is in Death Triangle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose. Pac is too busy doing anything else but AEW stuff.
Actually, he's on the road defending that North American Atlantic Championship.
Like I said,
the not intercontinental title. Fuego Danhausen and Toro Yano.
And then going on, we've got Andrade El Idolo. Dragon Lee is now in AEW, which makes me very happy. Hopefully he goes over to the ROH roster when everything kind of settles down. And Roosh. And they will be taking on the Young Bucks, and it will not be the Hung Bucks. So hold on, everybody. Kevin, who do you think the mystery partner is?
Well, obviously, if it can't be Goldberg like it should be, the mystery partner is going to be Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Dude,
Okay.
Yeah, SmackDown's getting legit, by the way. But yes, Kenny Omega will be his partner.
Yes. Elite reunion. That's exactly what I'm hoping for. Like, bring Kenny back finally. We had Danielson for a minute. I guess he's coming back again. We had CM Punk show up. I know I'm jumping, but I'll put a pin in that one. We need Kenny.
Well, I
need Kenny.
I want Kenny back too, but I don't know if he's actually ready. But the dude's been out of the spotlight, and he's kind of laid low. He's done everything that he's needed to do. What if it's Marty Scurll? What if they finally bring the villain in? He was elite.
I mean, they don't even want the Briscoes on TV because of their bullshit. They're gonna bring Marty in.
They're fully signed by ROH now. They will be on TV.
I'm talking about AEW television.
Yeah, they won't be on AEW TV though.
And they're gonna bring Marty in after all that shit that happened. I don't know, man.
They had every chance to bring them over into AEW. I don't. It'd be great you bring them in, but I don't see it happening. Sorry, Goldberg has a better chance than Marty.
Oh, good memory. You know,
Okay.
TK did say he wasn't going to bring the trios titles in until Omega was ready to return, and here we are.
I swear to God, if they win the trios titles, I'll be so pissed.
They're
Not
going
really.
to win They made it for them. They made this title, these belts, strictly for the elite.
But here's the thing: they don't need them, though. If you stop and think about it, they don't need the titles.
Who's running the show?
I understand Tony Khan.
The biggest coked out fanboy there is. Love you, TK.
Circle of the Base says Dark Order.
Well, I mean, you actually
Might be
have
the final.
the House
They
of
could
Black
use it.
versus the Dark Order.
They could use it, but I don't see them getting past the House of Black, so there's that.
Actually, I was
do.
thinking of
I'll tell you why in a
Nobles
second.
as trios champs. And then the Trustbusters versus the Best Friends. So I'm taking the Trustbusters as the team that showed up on Wednesday night with Parker Bordeaux to face off against the Best Friends.
Yes, they're gonna be backing him tonight when he fights Sonny Kiss. And
I got a huge spoiler on that match.
Oh boy.
But I'm not
Why is
gonna
everybody
I'm not
spoiling
gonna say
matches
nothing.
tonight?
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm not
Well, it's
spoiling
not
what's
even on
happening
yet.
SmackDown. There's no way Best Friends lose that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't
same
think
here.
so either. I don't think so either. I really don't think so either.
One of the pillars.
Who?
Orange Cassidy, one of the pillars.
He's not one of the pillars.
He's not one of the pillars? Well, he should
No,
be.
the four original pillars was Darby Allin, MJF, Jungle Boy, and Sammy
And
Guevara.
Sammy.
Got
Those
it.
were the 4 original pillars.
You could
Now
see
he's
him as a
replaced
pillar.
MJF.
No one can replace MJF.
I agree with you, Bruce.
Thank you.
See, we agree on
See,
something.
that's why we get
I'm
along.
not going to argue. I wore this just for the MJF marks. I figured it would keep me in their good graces. Just here you go.
So,
And by the way, it is confirmed. It is Shayna versus Liv at Clash of Champions or Cash In or whatever, or Clash In at the Castle.
Clash at the Castle.
Whatever. But I'm not going to tell you what happened before that. So you're welcome, Psycho.
I hope
Okay.
Shayna choked her ass out. But anyways, back to this trios tournament. Kevin, what are your thoughts overall on the competitors the teams that are in this and the fact that they're finally bringing trios titles to AEW?
I mean, you know what was going to happen with the Young Bucks and Kenny. You know, at one point it was going to happen and they are going to be the champions. It's built for them to hold a title in AEW again. I don't like the idea of how many titles they have in AEW right now, so adding another is ridiculous. But the one thing with this tournament, like others, it just continues storylines. Like, for instance, even though the House of Black is fighting, who are they fighting?
They're fighting the Dark Order.
So the Dark Order might go over in that match simply because House of Black is still in this feud with Miro. They're in this feud with
Darby and Sting.
Darby with Sting. So you could see that they can come out and cost that match for the House of Black.
Yeah,
like, it's just going to add feuds. It's good for it's great for Tony Khan to at least build some storylines, but you're killing me with these special named Wednesday night events every week.
The thing
it is getting a little extravagant now.
It is, but if you look back 3 years ago, even 2 years ago before this year, 90% of their major numbered shows with major views all had a special title.
Yeah,
those are the shows that pulled in their views.
Everything.
So they're it is getting a little overboard, but I see
it was called Quake at the Lake, Bruce.
I know. I watched.
Which will quickly be followed up by NXT Heatwave. Just remember that one.
NXT Heatwave.
I'm not even kidding.
Oh,
it's a thing. It's going to happen.
It's a thing. It's going to happen. What happened to Bash at the Beach?
Oh,
I have no idea. That would be better. It's not happening.
Or even the Jericho Cruise. I mean, you keep the Jericho Cruise, Bash at the Beach. You keep Fight for the Fallen because that's what you did.
Hell, NXT could bring back like Hog Wild, and I'd be a happy guy. But instead, we got Heatwave.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Bruce is like, I'm so disgusted right now. I hate you both.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of stuff.
Naming Dynamite. Sorry, Dynamite episodes after It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
TJ, did we just become best friends?
Next thing you know, Rewind Network's going to have a copyright suit when AEW breaks out the Pepe Championship. Next week, a tournament to crown the Pepe Silva champion. Wait a minute!
I mean, that is mine. I haven't seen Ivy on a show since I won that title.
Oh shit! The feud, the feuds, the storylines that the two shows can build now that we're together.
I was just told I had to come up with a tiebreaker. I didn't know anybody broke the tie yet.
I don't think anyone broke the tie. I believe it's just mine.
Okay, I'm working on a tiebreaker, by the way. So I think
I just win. It's like the Big Daddy reference. What's this game called? I win.
It's called I win.
I win. I win.
It's like arguing with my 3-year-old.
So ever since these last few weeks have been very Triple H orientated shows because of everything that's going on with the E. And on Twitter, there's been fans, asking Miro and telling Miro that he had it better in WWE than he did in AEW.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He was injured. But Miro was actually on an episode of Renee Young's show, The Sessions. and
The sessions, whoa, they're called the oral sessions. Get it
no,
together.
she took the oral
She
out.
took oral out. You can't remove oral. That's the best part of it.
I know.
That was my favorite part of the
we
show.
all know. No, she just
That and her
it's-
doing promotional commercials for Manscaped.
I think John might have been like, "Hey, do you realize what your show is called?"
I think she knew.
You know, so
She definitely
in the
knew while she
interview-
was giving some sessions with John Moxley.
yeah, probably, most likely.
Fact.
It's different just listening. This is a direct quote from Miro. It's different just listening to Sheamus and all the guys. Just knowing he's 4 or 5 days on the road, it's too much. I don't want to do that, especially right now, knowing that eventually I want to do something else. I want to work towards. That's him saying that he doesn't want to go back to WWE because of the work schedule. He's pretty what did TJ say?
That's why I had to mute my mic. I'm sorry. When we were talking about oral sessions, he said that's all you get sometimes unless it's a holiday. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh Jesus! So he's basically saying that the rumors about him returning to WWE are false. He's very happy in AEW and he's not going to leave.
Right.
Dom, what are your thoughts on Miro saying he's not going back to WWE? He's staying in AEW and wants to start going in other directions after and doing other stuff.
I mean, good for him. I know the dude had a neck injury. Leading into that neck injury, he was one of the hottest stars in AEW and maybe all of wrestling. And so I know he's been back, but he's been back for like a couple of months. He had a nice run with the not Intercontinental title tournament before Pac, and now he's back and forth with this thing with House of Black. Do they want to recruit me? I don't give a fuck. I'm going to hurt you. That type of thing. All to kind of like get him back, get him into ring shape, knock some of the rust off. And then who knows? From there, maybe he gets his TNT title back. Maybe he goes after the world champion. Maybe he does something. And I know people want to, jump all over the fact like, oh, he was a Triple H guy. He was in NXT. Da, da, da. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to go back. It doesn't. If you do, I don't blame you because Triple H, like in Karrion Kross's case, made him a huge star. But if you want to, stay in AEW, turn around, go to Japan, work here, work there, that's your choice. And it's not a bad one for Miro. Who wouldn't want to see him in Japan?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
what are your
if I'm Miro in this situation, I'm getting paid by AEW. So, and he's definitely making bank. They're not using him correctly, but it doesn't mean he ain't making bank. Get another title. That's perfect.
There's that too. Do a children's movie, Toyota commercial, retire.
While you obviously see like Alana coming in with him based on what happened on Wednesday, CJ Perry will end up being all elite, and we all know it. But he's making cash. I mean, he's just not being utilized the way he should be. And he was much better in WWE, but it's easy to be better in WWE because you had TV time. You're not getting that time with TK right now. TK loves his boys. He's sticking with his boys.
Well, he was actually this last injury. He was actually filming a television show.
Yeah, what was this?
I can't remember.
I think Samoa Joe was doing a Twisted Metal show, which is
he was. And they wrote him off for injury. So, there's that too. But you know what, TJ? Yes, Miro in AAA would be absolutely insane.
That'd be awesome. So speaking of good old Tony Khan, our boy TK has been brought up a few times this episode. So there's a quote going around from Tony. And listen, I'm not putting it past him, honestly. And the quote is, if you like good wrestling, you're just more likely to want to see it because our competitor, WWE, is talking about, has been doing better shows recently than they had been doing. I think I watched them pretty often, and I think they've been better. Straight from the guy that is trying to compete with WWE is saying that they have a good product now. And listen, by him, I'm looking at this in a different light. By him going out there, complimenting the product, basically complimenting Trips and Steph, saying that they've changed the company around and it's getting better and it's awesome, it's good television. I honestly think he's trying to work his way to that next Forbidden Door pay-per-view with WWE. I really do.
Yeah, I thought you might be heading in that direction because I was thinking the same thing. This is Tony Khan saying what he needs to say to get Triple H on the phone.
No, I just think Tony Khan's a wrestling fan. Triple H will never admit that he watches AEW. He clearly watches AEW. The wrestlers in WWE watch AEW. The wrestlers in AEW watch WWE. You could see it based on Bailey's comment to Chris Statlander's injury last week with another knee injury. They watch each other's product and they're going to critique. The only reason why you're hearing from Tony Khan is because Tony Khan is just an open book at this point. He doesn't know how to keep that forbidden door actually closed. Where Triple H, you won't hear him come out and compliment AEW. You might get Triple H talking to guys and say, "Hey, you did a great job," but he'll do that face to face. You won't hear it ever out loud by Triple H. You won't hear it.
Yeah, and I agree with Brian.
And I don't see them coming together. I don't see that forbidden door ever opening.
Both companies doing good to great shows is a big win for us as fans. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
We win.
Absolutely.
And when I'm saying like this is Tony Khan saying what he needs to say to get Trips on the phone, I was saying it to Kevin's point because he is a huge wrestling fan. And of course he would want to make something like this happen. Now, will it? I don't know. But considering who's out the door and who's in, at least it's a possibility. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's possible. It's like that pretty girl that won't give you her number, and she says, like, maybe when hell freezes over, you just go, so you're saying there's a chance.
I mean, I'm sure that it's happened to you, but that's never happened to me. I always got the number.
I married that woman, by the way.
Same here.
So there's a chance.
So we brought up NXT earlier in the show, and I told you I had something about
Jesus Christ. I only watched 98 to 2001 WCW. What's this all about?
Here's the thing.
Goldberg. It's all about Goldberg, TJ.
He's not lying. He's not the dude is not lying to you right now. That's one thing about it. He's telling the truth.
He wouldn't even know who Fuego was if he didn't watch anything else.
Yeah, he knows. So talking about, there was an article from there was another interview I read, and it was Shawn Michaels' interview about NXT 2.0.
Okay.
And I quote, he says, "When Hunter first left, it became all me." So he took Hunter's role basically in NXT when he went and had surgery and all of that stuff. When it comes to NXT 2.0 television, that's something myself and my team took over creatively. I know a lot of people thought Vince and Bruce, not me, were doing that. I can promise you they did not have the time to do NXT television. If it's good or if it's bad, that's on me. Vince and Pritchard had nothing to do with NXT 2.0, and it was Shawn Michaels that totally destroyed Black and Gold. Kevin, please give me your thoughts on Triple H's best buddy destroying the man's creation.
You're saying they said Shawn Michaels destroyed the creation?
He said it
Shawn
himself.
Michaels said it himself.
Shawn Michaels said he destroyed his creation.
Threw himself under that bus.
He didn't,
and it was
say it like that. I'm saying it.
I mean, in reality, when you watch anyone talk about NXT, they talk about how much of an influence Shawn Michaels has been on them, just like they have with Road Dogg. Shawn Michaels has been a huge influence for these guys in the ring, storytelling wise. You can tell based on how these guys talk about them. You don't hear these guys, these NXT superstars, talking about Bruce Pritchard. You don't hear them talking about Vince McMahon. You hear them talk about Shawn Michaels, and you hear them talk about Triple H. You hear them talk about Road Dogg Jesse James, constantly helping them succeed in this business. So while he may say he destroyed it, I mean, it's NXT 2.0. This is Vince McMahon's NXT right now. You may have ruined it a little bit, but right now what you're doing in NXT 2.0 is you're pushing the woman. The women are great in NXT 2.0. You're continuing to build those storylines.
Yeah.
Everything else a little campy still. This isn't the black and gold brand, but it can be, and it can definitely be soon. We'll see what they do now that Hunter's running things. How they do?
I think he did great.
Debate doesn't like me.
He did great. The thing that I want to see.
They need Goldberg. How's that circle debate? NXT needs Goldberg. That'd be perfectly around.
The show would go out without a hitch. No one would win. It'd be spears and jackhammers for everybody. 2-second matches every night
Black
for
and Goldberg.
2 hours.
I mean, Braun Breaker doesn't do that already. Come on.
Close. Very close. But yeah, I mean, I'm with Ivan. I'm with Kevin. I don't believe it. I think Shawn just happily jumped under a bus to deflect some shit. But he was there with Triple H building the black and gold brand and helping it to thrive. And then when Triple H left, he decided, oh, we need to go here. Yeah. None of this screams Shawn Michaels. This screams Vince McMahon and brother love. I won't call him Bruce because we've got one on the show. I don't want to confuse or get him insulted. Every time I watch that show, it just screams, "I love you." I don't believe you, Shawn. I want to, but I don't. This is the same man that covered up the Montreal screw job for a good 2 decades until they made up. And now he does every documentary on the face of the earth that says, yeah, I lied. And now he's telling you he was to blame for NXT. Don't believe that bullshit. 10 years from now, you'll find out otherwise.
Well, I'll wait for 10 years. I believe it. He screwed the fucking pooch. He screwed the pooch. Ivan, write this shit down.
Ivan, don't do it. Don't listen to Bruce.
Just show them your Goldberg tattoo tramp stamp already.
It's the barbed wire right on the back, by the way. It's right there.
Oh, classy. Very classy.
Tattoo on the lower back might as well be a bullseye. It's what my wife got me.
Kevin, we're going to have you back on this show again.
We are definitely going to have you back on this show. I don't know why you get suspended so much. We love you.
Ted thought you were going to kick me off about a half hour ago. I just want to let you know.
Here's the thing. Ted's like the Vince McMahon, like, I don't like what you're doing, so you're out of here. And we're kind of like the Tony Khan. We're like, hey, you're like wild and crazy. Come on, man.
Freedom here.
You got freedom over here. You got freedom of
I mean, I love those guys. They're a little bit more serious than we are. We like to enjoy wrestling, have some laughs, crack some jokes. They're low, you know. They're low. They're more Vince's WWE while we are AEW. Like we can't say this, we can't talk about that. Here's the list of words, and we're just like, come on,
say whatever
you want.
TJ, the ladies must love that, by the way.
Right on my ass cheeks, it says, "Who's next?" Oh, god damn it, TJ. I love you, dude.
Oh, it's been a showing tonight.
In more ways than one, yes.
So at Quake by the Lake, you know, it's Kevin's favorite show title.
Next week is Fries That Cross Your Eyes, and it's brought to you by McDonald's.
So there's a few moments in the show that we're gonna talk about before we start wrapping up the show.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to talk about this coffin match because
oh boy,
Tony,
I got a feeling.
TK, buddy, you're doing the same thing that old Vinnie Mac did. You're going to the well one too many fucking times too soon. You're going to the well one too many times. Don't overplay these matches. And if you're gonna have Darby stay undefeated, put him in a goddamn match against someone that's fucking believable. Like I saw the match. I saw how he won the match. So it's like, okay, I can see that. But dude, when you have the whole House of Black come down, Sting can't take care of the entire House of Black. I love the 60-year-old bastard.
He's hardcore grandpa.
You didn't like the black ink in his eye? I mean, what's the
You
matter?
know, like the one
actually,
hand.
I was
That was dope.
I was getting to that.
You didn't like
okay.
you didn't like the commentary team going like, "Where'd he come from? This is crazy." He came from the 3 minutes of the blackout that you had setting up the rest of the House of Black.
And even that, he came down on a scooter, and then he had to hide the scooter, and then the lights came on. But he's hardcore grandpa, so you love him anyway.
But look, I mean, the match itself was okay, but I really think Brody King should have won that match. Do I think it hurt Brody King to lose? Not really, because the dude's a beast, and he's in the House of Black, and as far as a major title for him, it's going to be a couple years down the road until the House of Black dissolves.
Yeah, and honestly, look at what it took.
And the paint for Sting, like I'm kind of leery because I mean you saw Julia Hart with the black and it spread. I'm wondering if this is gonna lead to dark, crazy, half different face paint Sting bowing down to Aleister Black.
I don't know, and that's got me so fucking intrigued because I get where you're coming from. Like Julia, when it happened, you were like, "Oh yeah, she's turning on these guys." It took 6 months, but it happened. With Sting, you're like, "Wait, really? No, yeah, no, yeah. Oh God." Like, how am I supposed to feel about this? I don't know if I should be mad, if I should be pumped. But either way, I'm looking forward to it.
Shocked. If Sting turns at this point in his career, I will be epically shocked. But the fact that Darby Allin won that match is an absolute joke. How many members of the House of Black were out ringside at that point?
All of them.
And
all 4 of them.
Sting and Darby Allin fought them off?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
And by that point, Darby Allin was almost dead.
This is why I like Triple H's regime right now, is he's trying to make it a little bit more believable, where you put there is no belief that Sting loves Sting. He doesn't sell anything ever, which is great, just like Goldberg. And Darby Allin, who is shorter than myself, skinnier than myself. Darby Allin had he should not have won that match, and it's a match that's set up for the heels to win. Let the House of Black go over. Give them a victory. You can't just
going into the trios tournament.
Babyface. Let them win.
I get it to a point because by the time House of Black had finally come out, Brody King was bleeding like a stuck pig with thumbtacks everywhere. I mean, they were in his head, they were in his belly, they were in his back, they were in his neck. You know, he had been through hell. And then, you know, Sting with the bat, okay. And you're trying desperately to make Darby the Undertaker of a coffin match. Like, oh, he can't be beaten in it.
Even though the Undertaker lost him.
Yeah, but it took 21 years
to lose
I'm saying, like, you're trying to make Darby the coffin match be Taker and WrestleMania. Like, you get him here and he will win.
Sting has been ripping off the Undertaker for 25 years at this point. So
I thought it was the Crow, but okay.
The Crow, yeah, right. Okay, we'll go there.
I love Sting. I love it, but come on.
If Brandon Lee was alive, he'd be suing this motherfucker right now.
Maybe.
I know it's too soon. I'm sorry, but yeah, I get it to a point. But at the same time, Brody King has absolutely annihilated Darby Allin every time they've come in contact. It doesn't matter if it's in the ring, at Comic-Con, you name it. He's killed him. And yet somehow Darby wins here. Okay, I get what you're trying to do. I just don't get why. Not here. Not this dude. Especially lately. When's the last Darby got this win? Okay. Can anybody remember the last match Darby won? Because every match I'm thinking of lost.
When was the last match he had?
He's had a few. He had obviously the matches with Brody, lost all those. He had a match with Bobby Fish at a pay-per-view, lost that. Before that, he lost to Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, he was just lost. You get him here, he wins.
He doesn't need to win.
I can't make any sense out of it.
He doesn't need to win to put on a match that he wants to put on.
He's got to win.
And still be over.
I'm saying that he does. I'm saying that's the point that's the part that doesn't make any sense to me, because if he doesn't need to win, then why did you give him one in a coffin match? Just because it's a fucking coffin match?
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes no goddamn sense. That goes against everything that you've been building since Double or Nothing in May.
It's Tony Khan. Nothing makes sense. And everything makes sense.
True. It's like when your wife is mad and you're like, explain it. She's like, nothing I'm going to say makes sense right now. And you're just like, okay, that's where we're at.
So
they may not sell much of anything, but Goldberg sure sold for Regal that, real quick, Dom, Bears and Eagles, week 15. Oh, boy.
The Eagles are winning that game, dog.
I feel bad for your Bears, Brian.
Back down, Brian.
Bears are going to.
Sorry about this future ass whipping.
But moving on.
Moving on.
I planned this segment especially for Grandma, and hopefully,
Hold on, let me get the Grandma look on.
Oh shit!
You gotta find something here. I can bury myself in something. Something broke. It's okay. All right, ready? Let's go.
This motherfucker. So now we saw before Punk got hurt, he came out to the ring and FTR was with him and he said, "Bring on the titles." Right. He said, "Just hand us the titles," talking about the trios titles. But we saw this Wednesday, FTR come to the aid of Wardlow. Do you guys think that there could be a Pinnacle reunion without MJF, or do you think that was just a one-off thing and they're going to be in his corner, here and there and not be a trio? What do you think, Kev?
I mean, as Grandma Wendy here, they definitely built it as FTR saying, "Hey, we're still friends with Wardlow. You need to back off a little bit," when they were originally breaking off with MJF. So long-term storytelling, which doesn't really exist in wrestling, but long-term storytelling, hey, the Pinnacle reunion is going to happen without MJF, and maybe if MJF is actually still in the company, he comes back and attacks. So we'll see what happens at one point. But, you could see the Pinnacle growing again, but maybe that's how you bring back MJF. At one point, because what, it's not going to be CM Punk. I really don't believe CM Punk was actually injured. This could culminate at All Out or whatever that next pay-per-view is. I think it's All Out.
No, you got it.
It's All Out.
In which it's going to be CM Punk versus Moxley anyway. So why not have FTR with Wardlow at this point?
Yeah. Okay. Dom,
now, if you really are Grandma,
really
you have to profess your undying love for Wardlow, because Grandma does that every week. But it was close enough.
I mean, I think every woman has a crush on Wardlow at this point.
Not like Grandma. Jesus Christ, it's almost as bad as Bruce and MJF. I'm not lying.
Well, wait a minute here.
Broke.
Almost. Calm down.
Remote I lost.
I said almost, Brucey. Stay calm. Take a breath. I mean, at least we got, since he's sitting at home, at least we got the part of the Pinnacle that matters. We got Wardlow with a title. We got FTR, who is, I'm sorry, at this point, the best tag team in wrestling, and they got all the belts to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they might lead this into All Out and have like a 6-man match with these guys against, Jay Lethal, Sanjay, and Satnam Singh or something like that. I don't know
That's
if they'll push
Kali
it
3.
as far. It's Satnam Singh.
Kali 3.
At least it's 2, okay?
No,
But it's
there's
Satnam
2 in
Singh.
WWE and there's 1 in AEW.
There's only one
so
now.
there's 3.
Again, Veer got lost on his way to the venue, and he hasn't been around in a few weeks. So I don't know what the fuck happened there. But
Okay.
He's the $1 million arm. He's making baseball money.
he'll be back.
It's good.
He'll be back. He's probably throwing out first pitches for baseball games or something. I don't watch baseball that much, so I don't know. But I could see this, moving down the line somewhere at All Out, having a 6-man match. I don't know if they'll stay together long enough to go after trios titles. Like, how many do they need? FTR is going to break their backs with all this gold.
They are going to, when they retire, they will become the most decorated tag team in wrestling history.
I can see that.
They are like 1 or 2 titles behind the Dudley Boys.
But you don't have to hold them all at once. That's why, like, each week, it seems like the kinesiology tape just gets longer on the shoulders because, like, fuck all these belts. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it was cool to see them get back together, especially since Wardlow got his ass handed to him at Battle of the Belts after beating Jay Lethal. Yeah, good lord.
You have to say it right. Wardlow.
This is war.
Dude, he's got some of the best entrance music ever.
Yeah. I mean, they changed it, and it got even better.
It really did. Kevin just likes him because he had the Goldberg entrance for so damn long.
Because he could be Goldberg at this point. Let's be honest.
They chant his name sounds better than Goldberg, but the chant's the same.
We haven't heard anything like this since Riddle. Yeah, and they'll be the GOATs. Yeah, if you're talking about FTR, Ivan, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I don't think you were talking about Goldberg, so we're okay.
Oh, Ivan knows Goldberg's the GOAT. Just for you, Kevin. Just for you,
Bruce. I'm glad you're on my side because
I fucking hate Goldberg.
About 45 minutes ago.
I fucking
all
hate
Bruce
Goldberg,
Ivan.
but okay.
You can bring him to the HR meeting. I had nothing to do with it. That was all him. See, we won't suspend you, but Ivan might suspend us all by the end of this goddamn stream.
So,
but yeah, I thought it was cool to see. I really did. I wonder where Sean Spears is. That's my big question.
You want to know where Sean Spears is? He's having a baby.
That's right.
He's not having a baby. Cassie Lee's having a baby.
Congratulations,
His wife.
By the way.
Congratulations to Sean and Cassie
Two
Lee.
gorgeous
Goddamn.
people.
I forgot about that. Congratulations.
So moving on to the biggest moment, which has actually been compared to another pretty big moment in wrestling history. CM Punk makes his triumphant return at AEW Dynamite and has probably one of the most
Quake at the Lake.
Quake at the Lake. I'm sorry. Quake at the Lake.
It was Quack of the Mac, okay?
He caused the Quake at the Lake.
There you go.
Really did.
And he had what was probably one of the most prolific stare downs in AEW history with Jon Moxley. And this same stare down has been compared to The Rock and Hogan and The Rock and Austin. Kevin, do you think that moment in that stare down before Moxley flips him off, do you think that equals out to being as good as those other two stare downs were or face-offs were? Because they're pretty big moments.
People also compare it to John Cena and CM Punk after Punk returned from leaving the company. It is not as epic. That they do not have as big of a rivalry. Punk is a big name, but if you're doing it, it's not with Moxley. Moxley isn't the big one that you're going to have that big stare down with. He's not that true AEW star. He came from WWE. They've had these stare downs before, If you're gonna have this epic stare down, it's got to be CM Punk with MJF, CM Punk with Hangman Page, CM Punk with Kenny Omega. It can't be.
We
CM
need
Punk.
that.
It can't be CM Punk versus John Moxley. It doesn't compare to The Rock and Austin. It doesn't compare to CM Punk and John Cena. It doesn't compare to The Rock and Hulk Hogan. I mean, Moxley's a WWE guy. No matter how many people hate to say it, he's a WWE guy. He may have actually been a little bit better than
CZW guy.
So,
CZW guy.
are we promoting CCW? Make sure you check on the.
No.
Shows.
Well, yeah,
Well, we
there's that
can.
too. I said
CCW.
CZW. Got it. Make sure you check out Coastal Championship Wrestling.
But yeah,
Make sure you
CCW,
Yes.
check them out.
Make sure you
shout out
get
to
on that
Ariel
merch
Levy.
page for Rewind. You get the OG shirt. That Push Kevin shirt's still not out. I don't know why.
We're gonna put it out on our merch page. Fuck it.
Ivan, yes, that is exactly what I was getting at. We are going to get that epic stare down, and we are going to get it at the end of All Out.
Guys,
when MJF's music hits and the Burberry scarf comes down with the greatest wrestling god ever, and he has that face down with CM Punk.
Okay.
And we're gonna get MJF, the AEW World Champion.
If you guys have been watching this show and you remember, right after the first time we talked about CM Punk leaving after that big promo where he just blasted the back and the whole nine, I said then and there, this guy is going to get his title shot, and he is going to get it at the next Grand Slam Dynamite in New York at Arthur Ashe Stadium. The man is from Long Island. He will come back before All Out. He will challenge the winner of the unification match, and that title shot will happen at Grand Slam. I've been saying it since day one, and we are getting closer and closer and closer every fucking week. We just sat here last week talking about how if you thought MJF was for real gone, he's going to be on Impractical Jokers. It's a work. Now we've got this happening, and we've got CM Punk returning. And you want to know what caused the Quake by the Lake? It was one fucking song. That's it. That's all they needed. And then the lake quaked. Minnesota lost its fucking mind. Now, do I think maybe you could kind of... there's a drop-off between these iconic stare downs, but it was still damn good. It was still damn good. I'm not saying it was like Rock Hogan or Cena and Punk or any of that shit, but it was still damn good, especially when Moxley turns around after he saved him from the Jericho Appreciation Society or Lionheart Respect Society, whatever the fuck you're calling them this week. And Mox just looks at him and flips him the fuck off.
Well, and then the shoulder bump as well that goes along with that is
too. Get out of my fucking way. I'm out of here. Real champ's gone.
It's not the same. It's not iconic. Sorry. I love it. I watch AEW religiously. I am an AEW fan, even though people after this podcast are going to say I'm not because I bashed TK a lot tonight.
We bashed TK.
I still watch AEW weekly. It's hard to watch it without Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
It is.
Sorry.
It is. It really is. It's not the same. I mean, it's
CM
good,
Punk's
but
back,
it's not
which
the
is
same.
huge. But you need.
I mean, they're
you
doing
need Maxwell Jacob Friedman back.
MJF is the face of AEW. Babyface or heel, it doesn't matter. That kid is the face of AEW.
Oh boy. Even Brian said MJF is a wrestling god in Long Island.
He's just
and
a wrestling
hated
god,
everywhere
period.
else.
He got cheated out of his first title, so now he's gonna go beat Punk and take it.
It's hard to deny that he's a god in Long Island. That much you got to give him. I don't know about overall, but in Long Island, that man is worshipped.
There's no one better.
I mean, Psycho. We definitely love him in Philly too. So
yeah, we kind of do.
I know he'll bash it, but we love. No one likes us, and we don't care. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
So
exactly. If I had it, I do have it.
At Santa Claus.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
you go. Well, that's gonna bring us to our final thoughts before we shut this shit down and we give out our social medias and explain the big news once again because it's another week. So, Kevin, give me your final thoughts on the week in pro wrestling.
I needed more Goldberg. Let's be honest.
Peacock.
Speaking about Goldberg said he's no longer going to apologize for injuring Bret Hart because the man has apologized enough, Bret. Get over it. It happened. Sorry that your career ended in your week and you're not the greatest of all time. Sorry, Bret.
All right, I'm not going to take it that far, but at the same time, it's been like 23 fucking years. Does he really need to apologize anymore?
It's over, Bret. That happened this week, Bruce, by the way. It does go in this week of wrestling.
It does.
No,
it did. It happened on Talk is Jericho like yesterday. He was discussing it. And I got to say, I agree with Bill. At a point when you've already apologized and you've said, I'm going to go to my grave with it, how much more do you want from him? I'm not a huge Goldberg fan like Kev, but at the same time, eventually you got to let him off the hook. We've already forgiven Shawn Michaels and all the guys in the screw job, but Goldberg can go to hell. What the fuck?
The only reason why I forgive the Montreal screw job is because it was such a fucking great work. It was awesome. The longest running work in wrestling.
Yeah. It took a lot of lies to keep that lie going. I thought Bret screwed Bret, but at this point, Goldberg screwed Bret, and he knows it, and he owned up to it, and he apologized year after year after year for 23 fucking years.
Bret screwed Bret.
Yes.
There you go.
Dom, final thoughts this week.
Oh, man. Kind of excited for Emergence. I know Devin got to go to it, and I'm kind of jealous. Like, Impact puts on a good show. Like, pay-per-view wise, they put on a great fucking show. So I'm interested for that. Definitely interested in watching SmackDown after all the spoilers. And I think my final thought for the week is simple. I'm done. I'm done.
Bruce, are you okay?
Oh, just fucking peachy.
He's like,
now.
First Goldberg, now the Eagles. Can we leave?
Listen, why do you think I'm shutting this shit down? We're in the process of shutting this shit down.
Are we? I thought we were in the process of listening to it again. I took his headphones off. Put them back. We're done. Put them back.
I know. I can hear. So, my final thoughts.
Yes, it is.
See, I'm choosing violence at the end of this show. I am choosing violence, and I'm going to say this. I finally saw my first Nikita Lyons match. She's fucking horrible.
Glorious.
She's fucking horrible.
She's amazing.
This first
she's
with
not.
Liv is gender, and now this.
I think she's horrible. I'm not a fan. But everything else was great. I'm just not a fan. She's another girl with a fat ass with her tits hanging out.
I will agree, Bruce. It was a bad match for her. You need to watch the others.
No.
She's had some good.
That was a bad
I haven't
match.
seen this one, but I've seen Nikita Lyons repeatedly because she's fun to watch. Because. Damn! But on top of that, she's actually a decent worker. So if you saw this match, and you might need to go catch a few other matches because she's actually pretty solid in the ring.
Yeah, I think her opponent really did screw her over.
She's been ruined.
Yet, so
all I hear is bragging about how great she is. I watch a match, she sucks ass. I'm done.
Well, I mean, we'll get to see her again because aren't Nikita and Tony part of the Zoe part of the tag team tournament?
Tag team, yep.
Yeah, no.
And I think they'll go pretty far.
I'm good. I'm done. So, with that being said, I'll run through our social medias real quick, and then I'll let Kevin, hit up the rewind stuff. So you can find Top Rope Wrestling Talk at this moment in time, right now. You can find us at two places. My camera is different because of the camera things. Two places, one name. That's Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook, and that is you can find us in our group. That's where we talk. That's where we shoot our shit. We have our threads. We have our forums. We
Come
post
lose
our
a
memes
prediction
and-
form to me.
Don't worry, don't worry. Amy's gonna be taking the titles from you very shortly. She's just gonna come
Not
in and start
gonna
fucking
happen.
steamrolling. Yes,
Not
Amy's
gonna
got
happen.
this.
I mean,
Amy's
I've only
got
been
this.
on. I've only been
Okay,
on. one
mouth of the
big
migrated
show, and I
South.
won.
And then you can also find us at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. That's right at the moment. Well, you know what? No, you know what? You can find us at Rewind Wrestling Network on Facebook. That's where a
Yeah, you
lot of our
can.
show content is being posted now. And as of September 2nd, our show content will officially be posted there on Facebook. So go look up exclusively the Rewind Wrestling Network page on Facebook. Then you can find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Come on there, shoot the shit. Yes, we do post clips from the show on our Twitter, and we just talk a lot of wrestling. Twitter blows up nonstop. Then you can go to Instagram, find the PWI award-winning
And league
Instagram
award
handle for the worst Instagram name ever.
The worst.
And that name is Kevin. You ready for this shit? You
I
ready
think
for
I've heard this.
You
I was on
probably
this.
have. It's at top_rope_wrestling_talk. God damn, that's the best name ever.
Sounds like
So,
something.
Kev,
No,
you
it's
did,
one of
Bruce.
those 2 awards for worst
That I
handle
did?
ever.
Yeah, it sounds from a Bostonian. That's definitely something that you would have done.
Actually,
it was.
None of us Philly guys could definitely do
it
that.
was me.
It definitely was.
Bostonians definitely did it.
It was me. But guess what? It's gained so much traction and so much popularity because it's so
Yeah, man,
fucking
real-
horrible.
Real talk, when he made it and I saw the handle, I was like, what the fuck is this? We won 2 awards since. It's grown on me.
So, Kevin, tell the world of Top Rope Wrestling Talk where they can find Rewind Wrestling and soon to find us as of September 2nd.
Well,
Exclusively.
On your social media platforms, you can find us on Twitter at WREWIND podcast. That's the Rewind Podcast. You can also search for us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube. Make sure you give us that 5-star review. Listen on all your platforms. I think I'm doing a better job than Ted by far. Make sure you buy your merch at whatamaneuver.net or whatever it is. We have a link tree, so just click on the Rewind Podcast on Twitter and find our merch.
Yeah.
Buy the merch. Also, make sure you hashtag push Kevin from now on. Make sure Ted knows that you want Kevin.
Fuck yeah.
pushed.
Fuck yeah. I should have put hashtag push Kevin somewhere in this description, but I did put the link
You can do it
tree.
when you
So if
share it,
anybody's
when you share
listening, get in the description, hit the Rewind link tree, go buy some merch, and follow, subscribe, whatever.
All right, Dom. Close it out. Tell them where they can watch us.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well-
listen to us.
Obviously, you can catch us on the Rewind Wrestling Network. You can hit that link tree that I just talked about. You will see their YouTube channel, their Anchor, their podcast platforms, the whole 9. You can listen to us there. You can watch us there. You can still catch us at TRWT parentheses a Fox Den John until September 2nd, and you can get our audio podcast at anchor.fm/TRWT. If you want some of our merch, and there is a literal shit ton of options to choose from, go to trwtmerch.threadless.com. You'll see our logos pop up. If you click on those logos, you're going to see dozens of options. Everything. Bath mats, beach towels, mugs, masks, cell phone cases,
Shower
t-shirts,
curtains.
hoodies, shower curtains, onesies, you name it. Bedspreads, pillows. We got it all. We got slip-on shoes and leggings. Okay. What lady doesn't like leggings? Rock Top Rope. Okay.
Kevin, we're buying Ted a Top Rope Wrestling Talk shower curtain with
I thought you were getting on the bed sheet. I mean, I'm
No,
sure he wants
no.
to sleep on your face. So Just like Nikita Lyons.
Horrible.
I'll send her one. Nikita, you want a bedspread?
Well, with that being said, I got
Oh,
two
can I
words
say it? Can I
for
say
you.
it? Can I say
Three,
it?
2, 3. Yeah, you can say it.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Deuces, bitches.
I get an exit. Have a day, people.
I get an exit? He's like, I'm not used to this shit.
Wow.
Ted
guys
usually
are
talks
all-
too much. Hashtag push Kevin.
Okay, I'm not going
Hashtag
to
push
confirm or
Kevin.
deny that. I'm just going to say we'll see.